What's up, YouTube? Baseball Card Man 92 here. Getting the Dusty Shaker in nice and early. So I'm going to do a recap video, Zach, as you know, but others may not. I hit a nice lot at a yard sale, 3 giant totes of various sports cards, some Pokemon. I listed a bunch on eBay, but a majority of baseball cards, so I'm going to go through all the hauls from that, and let me tell you, it was a fantastic lot. It took me about a week to go through, but let's just get into it. So these are like modern 90s to modern cards. Randy Johnson rookie, Pedro, Corey Seager rookie, Big Mac, Ivan Rodriguez, Derek Jeter, Jason Dominguez, Jim Thome, Ken Griffey, Chipper Jones, Sammy Sosa, nice Clay Buchholz, that's a little throwback, Kenta Maeda, and Blake Snell. So there wasn't a whole lot of modern stuff in there. There's also this Kikuchi jersey card. And these are some of my PC players that were in there. Jose Ramirez, Dylan Cease, Juan Soto's, Yadier Molina. Got a handful of nice Molinas in there. And some Goose Gossage. A whole bunch of his base was in this lot. This kind of gives you a good example of what the lot looks like. Some nice vintage Gossage as well. So that was a pretty nice little lot there. Let's see, we'll go through those last. So next is all of the vintage Hall of Famers and, you know, stars of that time at least. There's probably a whole bunch, so I think I have enough or very, very close to completing the, 78 tops. I'm missing a couple of the big time rookies, but I think I have everyone plus some. So Jim Rice, Fred Lynn, Tony Perez, Don Sutton, nice Jim Rice there. Condition isn't great. Lou Brock, Sutton, another Lou Brock, Tony Perez, Gary Carter, Jim Palmer, Pete Rose, Rod Carew, Walter Johnson. Definitely condition's an issue, but at the same time for me with this vintage stuff, I paid $50 for this entire lot, plus the football, basketball, hockey, and Pokemon cards, which I'll be able to sell for sure, and get my money back. So it's just kind of one of those things. Neat to have all this vintage stuff because I don't have a lot of vintage. Nice Tito rookie. So I'm just kind of slowly work on collecting some vintage and building out some sets. I'll be curious how close I get on this 78. Nice Yant. Because I've got a lot of them. So we'll see. That'll be in my next update video. Tom Seaver, McCovey, George Brett. As you can see, there's a lot of doubles from that 78 set, which is, you know, I'll take that all day. This is definitely going to be a quicker video. I'm just kind of speeding through. Another Tony Perez. That's the third one of that. Rod Carew. Nice Nolan Ryan. Catfish. And Carlton Fisk. Rolly Fingers. Oh, I don't think that card meant to be in there. Yeah, Darrell Evans. He's good, but not case-worthy. Dwight Evans, though. Tommy John, for sure case-worthy. I'll pull him out real quick. Another Catfish, Jim Palmer. Tommy John, Gary Carter. 4th and 5th, Tony Perez. Nice Nolan Ryan and Henderson from Fleer. I really like that Henderson. Too many cards. Pete Rose, nice Mike Schmidt, Thurman Munson, Rolly Fingers, Lou Brock. I like the career and season. Both the Lou Brock there. Jim Palmer, Dave Winfield, McCovey, Lou Brock. Another Nolan Ryan, Stargell, and Morris, Jackson. I mean, just littered with Hall of Famers. Nice. The Hawk Cup card. Love seeing that. That's one of the bigger cards in that 78 set. I actually need to look to see who's in the 78 set that I might be missing. But a majority of the Hall of Famers are in there, so that's a huge start. Fergie Jenkins. McCovey's again. I mean, as you can see, nice Joe Morgan, doubles, triples as some of these guys. You know, none of these are even probably grading 4 or 5 at PSA. You know, some corners are pretty rounded. But again, get nice Gary Carter, Jerry Remy, Remdog. For what I'm trying to do here, just build a couple sets. It'll keep my costs down on the set building, allow me to complete them quicker, and then with time, you know, possibly upgrade them. I think I've got like 10 of these cards. Another Andre Dawson rookie cup card. Oh, Gary Allen, that's an auto, right? Yeah. Joe Morgan, nice Johnny Bench. So that's it for, those are all the Hall of Famers that were in decent shape. There's a handful more that are just beat to snot that I didn't even do. And then the pleasant surprise autographs. Gary Allenson, Mel Parnell, one of my favorite Red Sox sets of all time. Frank Malzoni, Dick Schofield. Man, that's a nice card. 1969. That's in pretty okay shape. Ed Romero, Hal Brown. Not even sure. Oh, Bill Landis. Tom something or other. What's his name? Brunansky. Gary Peters. Glenn Hoffman. And one of my favorite autos, Don Zimmer. So that's the lot, guys. That was probably the best $50 I've ever spent on baseball cards. Here's what the box. So this is all the Hall of Famers from that. So pretty good. I'll pop you guys out of here, and I'll show you some of the base. So that's all the base. 2 double rows of 78. And then these are all of the sets, or pre-85 cards. You know, as you can see, there's quite a bit of stack there. So definitely don't have any other sets out of here, but something I'm going to definitely go through and start working on. That's an interesting set. And Pokemon cards. So, and I just got all those cards in, so I'm going to be able to finish a couple of those Bowman sets. But that's all I got for you guys for now. Hope you guys have a great weekend.